Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm sharing a requested experiment where I test one of the most effective hair lightening methods, this time with the help of sunlight. Yes, I'm talking about hydrogen peroxide. If you've been following my experiments, you probably know that I've gotten the best result by combining 6% hydrogen peroxide with a strong infusion of German chamomile. This mixture works just as well or even better than peroxide alone, and chamomile also helps tone down the brassiness for a cooler results. That's why I'm using this combo in today's test. But this time I'm doing something different. I will be exposing the hair samples to direct sunlight, which I didn't do in my previous peroxide experiments. If you are curious to see the results, stay with me until the end of the video. For this test, I used not only blonde hair, but also brown and black samples. The strands marked with orange were sprayed with the peroxide and chamomile mixture. For comparison, I prepared samples sprayed with plain water. They're marked blue and will also be exposed to the sun. At your request, I also included strands exposed to sunlight only, with no liquids at all. Those are marked beige. And of course, there is a control sample too, marked brown, to compare everything against. Let's start with the lightening mixture. I used 4 full tablespoons of dried chamomile flowers and pour about 200 ml of boiling water over them. I covered the infusion and let it steep until it cooled down completely. Then I strain it to remove any beads and mix it in equal parts with 6% hydrogen peroxide. After stirring well, I pour the mixture into a clean spray bottle for easy application. I recommend storing it in the fridge and using it within 2 weeks. I also prepared a bottle of plain water. Since I have hard tap water at home, I use distilled water instead to minimize hair dryness. Next, I got the samples ready. First, the ones that will be exposed to sunlight only. The blue marked strands were sprayed with water, while the orange marked ones got the freshly made lightening mixture. I laid all the hair strands out as flat as possible to ensure that the largest surface area was exposed to the sun. Then I left them in direct sunlight for anywhere from 1 hour to a few hours. Afterward, I washed the strands gently with a mild shampoo and let them air dry. Here is what the hair looked like after day 1. You can already see noticeable lightening on the strands treated with the peroxide and chamomile mixture. The other samples look pretty much the same. I continue the experiment by reapplying the solutions to the orange and blue strands. Here is what they looked like after 5 applications. As you can see, the blonde hair is significantly lighter compared to the control. The brown hair is also visibly lighter. The black hair didn't show dramatic changes, but the lightening is still noticeable, so sunlight, chamomile and peroxide do have an effect even on the darkest hair. The water and sun samples showed slight lightening in the blonde and brown strands. The black hair remained nearly untouched. It was similar with the sun-only samples. Some subtle lightening for blonde and brown, but no real change for black hair. Inspired by the results, I decided to test the mixture on my own hair. I applied it to selected sections and spent about an hour in the sun. As many of you know, I've been lightening my hair with peroxide combined with essential oils or herbs for about 3 years. Though I do it less often in winter to give my hair a break, in summer I use this method more often. I usually focus on highlights and the top layer of my hair to keep the effect as natural as possible. After cutting my bangs recently, my hair looks noticeably darker, so I would like to lighten them more. Here is a comparison: what my hair looked like before the treatment and after 4 applications with the lightening mixture and sun exposure. The effect isn't as strong as on the samples, because I use less product on my own hair, but the difference is still visible. The ends are noticeably lighter, and I've got some soft highlights throughout the length. The lightening happens gradually, so I expect even better results with continued use. And finally, here's what the strands look like after 10 sessions in the sun. The effect on blonde hair honestly shocked me. The strands are almost white, and the control sample looks brown in comparison. I always apply the peroxide and chamomile to the same side of each strand, and the side that wasn't facing the sun is clearly darker. This really shows how important sunlight is in speeding up and boosting the lightening process. It's the same with the brown hair. Some parts are almost blonde. The sun-exposed side is noticeably lighter. With the black hair, it didn't reach blonde obviously, but the color shifted from black to brown, which is still a big change. The other samples, treated with just water and sun only, also lightened, but to a much lesser degree. Interestingly, the water plus sun and sun only samples created nearly the same results. You can see this clearly in the clips across all hair colors. This was such an interesting experiment. Even though I've done similar ones before, I discovered something new again. So what's the conclusion? The most effective home method to lighten hair is a mix of hydrogen peroxide, chamomile and sunlight. But to get results like in the samples, you will need to spend many hours in the sun, for example while walking, cycling or gardening. The effects are gradual, so be patient. And keep in mind that this method can dry out your hair. That's why breaks between applications, at least a week, and proper care in between are crucial. Use rich masks, conditioners, oils and herbs to nourish your hair. Let me know what do you think of this experiment. Was it helpful? And I would love to hear about your own lightening methods and results. Check out the rest of my videos and experiments from the playlist DIY Hair Lightening. Thank you for watching till the end and see you in the next video. Bye bye!